Hey guys, Aaron Nicholas here. I was taking a little walk around the neighborhood today and was having some thoughts about skills, the ones we choose to acquire or decide that we don't need to acquire or choose not to acquire. I had a buddy when I was young. We were both in high school and we would rebuild engines together for different reasons, both to fix our own cars, and we had a friend that liked to race, illegally as it turned out, and was always messing up his motors because of this particular activity. So we would help him rebuild his engines, and that was kind of fun. You know, you got yourself in some interesting situations. And I remember that at times I would get really, really frustrated because we would be working on a problem or need to have some bolt that was rusted on, or have something that we needed to move or to change what was going on in the process. And at times I would just go, let's just take it somewhere and get somebody to do this. It's too hard. We're not getting anywhere. We're not making any progress, whatever. And my one buddy, who I'm very sure that he was not this bright and this philosophical at his young age. And I'm sure it was his dad that had said this to him, because he had rebuilt multiple engines with his dad. So that's why he was sort of the foreman of the group. And he would always say, if one man can do it, another man can also. He's like, what's special about them down at the shop? They got the same two hands we got. They got the same two eyes. It's all the same. We just need to kind of figure out how to crack this nut and how to make this thing happen. So it's sort of become my mantra as I go through life, because I'll be working on something and I'll start to get a little frustrated with it and go, I just need to do X. And then I always hear his voice in the back of my head, Aaron, if one man can do it, another man can too. Now, the interesting thing is, how do you get from being the man that can't do it to being the man who can do it? Sometimes I think we like to throw money at the problem. And so we figure, hey, it's the new piece of equipment. If you're doing extractions, I just need the physics forceps. If you're doing root canal therapy, it's, I just need the new file system. I need a more flexible file. I need a stretcher this. I need a whatever it is. I need a file that's stiffer or harder. I need the new burr that has the special heat treatment so that I can do it. And so sometimes people mistake the equipment for the skill. But typically it's kind of a combination. There are certain things where you have to have this particular item to make this work, or at least to do it in the way that this other person is getting this really great result. You need that. But most of the time, it's really much more a matter of understanding and what you're doing. Because you can take a world famous tennis player and give them an old wooden racket that's reasonably strong, and they can beat, some average tennis player with the best equipment. So it's really a matter of making sure that you have the combination of the understanding that you need, the tools that you need, and then there is some practice in there, obviously. But it's not that difficult. I always remember a interview I heard with Howard Farran, and he was talking about how a lot of dentists burn up all of their competitive drive on the golf course, figuring out how to hit this stupid little golf ball and get a low score, when really they should be taking that competitive drive and putting it in their practice and learning how to remove impacted thirds and learning how to do mobile root canal. And these days I would say, and learning how to do implants, some procedures that are a little bit tougher, but it just require a little learning, a little understanding, and a little skill. So that's my thought for today. Hope it helps. It's a crisp morning here in Maryland, and I'll see you all later. Take care.